I don't know what happened. My computer was sending me funny messages. So I hope people who were watching the previous video come and watch this one. I don't know what happened. What is Shakti and why should I care? I don't know what happened. I can see people are joining again, so that's good. I don't know what happened. All right. Okay. Oh, hi, Roxanne. We're going to go again. Thank you. Oh. All right, let's go. Okay, this is a powerful mantra. It's from the Kundalini yoga tradition. It's a way of tuning in with the primal power of Shakti. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo, Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Namo Namo, Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo, Kundalini, Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. There are actions that go with this. If you know them, do them with me. And if you don't, just hear the sounds. It's really fun. Okay, so here we go. Adi Shakti. We bring the arms up by the sides of the body and we're going to just turn the upper body a little bit like this. So we're making this halo above the head. Okay, so it goes like this. Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti. Namo Namo. We bring the hands into prayer pose. And then we make the sign of infinity. Sarabha Shakti. Sarabha Shakti. Sarabha Shakti. Namo Namo. And then we make a cutting sign. Pritam Bhagavati. Like a sword. Pritam Bhagavati. Pritam Bhagavati. Namo Namo. And then we make the sign of a snake, the Kundalini energy ascending. Kundalini Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. And then we begin again. So creating that aura, that energy aura above your head. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Namo Namo. Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo. Kundalini Mata Shakti, snake. Kundalini Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. And again, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarabha Shakti, the sign of infinity. Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Namo Namo. Pritam Bhagavati, cutting through the demons. Pritam Bhagavati, slaying the ego. Pritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo. Kundalini Mata Shakti, the awakening Kundalini life force. Kundalini Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. And one more time. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Sarabha Shakti, Namo Namo. Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo, Kundalini Mahat Shakti, Kundalini Mahat Shakti, Namo Namo, Namo Namo, Namo Namo. And just rest there for a moment, hands at your heart in prayer pose. So this mantra and the actions that go with it are a bit of a clue to what I'm going to talk about in terms of Shakti and what it is and the power of this energy. Maybe you felt it just in that short time, maybe you didn't, doesn't matter. But this is a really powerful thing. Before I go on to say what I believe Shakti is and why I think it's important, I'd love to know what you think it is, what the word Shakti means for you. So yeah, go ahead and write something, type some things, tell me what you think Shakti is. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my singing wasn't great today because I'm still feeling a little bit low in energy. So normally I would really belt it out, but my singing voice was a little bit gentle today. What do you think Shakti is, guys? What does it mean to you? Is it something that means anything to you? Is it relevant? Do you recognize it? Does it something that you relate to? What does it mean for you? I'm waiting to see what someone says. Really is a time lag, huh? I'm going to read you something. Oh, here we go. Jessica says, Divine Feminine. Thank you. Anybody else? What is Shakti? What is Shakti? What does she mean for you? Okay, I'm going to read you a quote from, this is from the Hymn of the Goddess from the Rig Veda. I am the sovereign queen, the treasury of all treasures, whose breathing forth gives birth to all the worlds and yet extends beyond them. So vast am I in greatness. See how she's moving my body now, like I can't really sit still once I tap into Shakti. I'm going to read that again. I am the sovereign queen, the treasury of all treasures, whose breathing forth gives birth to all the worlds and yet extends beyond them. So vast am I in greatness. So vast am I in greatness. That's a little bit of a hint too. So Jessica, yes, I'm going to start talking to this. If you want to add comments, go ahead, guys. I just kind of want to use this time. So in Sanskrit, Shakti means power, and it also can mean energy. And if you go into the etymology of it, you'll find more. But for now, that's what we're going to stay with. So interesting, huh? And in the tantra-yoga tradition, which I'm a part of, so I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, I'm a tantrika, a teacher of sacred sexual awakening for women. The feminine principle is referred to as Shakti. And, you know, I'm going to say there are three key meanings or ways in which the word Shakti is typically used. So the first one is as the feminine principle and as that which is the creative energy that literally is expressed in and creating everything in the entire universe, everything. And this Shakti energy is eternally dancing in divine union with the masculine principle, which is referred to as Shiva. And the divine masculine principle is typically associated with pure consciousness. And these two energies are in an eternal dance. So Shakti is creative energy, life force energy, the energy that is expressed in and through everything, everything, everything. Just try and get your head around that. You probably can't, because it's exponentially huge and almighty. Yes. So that's one meaning. The second meaning might be, or actually is, the energy of awareness, also referred to as Kundalini, sexual energy, life force energy. This is what I work with in Kundalini yoga and in tantric practice. This energy is regarded as sitting inside the physical body at the base chakra, the base of the spine in your perineum. And when that energy awakens, then it moves up and through the physical body, but through the etheric or the energy body and the energy system and the chakras, and wakes us up spiritually. You can see my energy. Woo. So it's an energy of awareness, but it's not always tapped into. So that energy can remain dormant throughout our lives. And so, for example, this is why I use the phrase sexual energy a lot. I'm referring to this energy of awakening, this energy of awareness. When I use the phrase sexual energy, people often hear sex, and that's all they hear. But that's because we can only hear and understand at the level of our own consciousness. So for many, that energy is still dormant, and so sexually that will be expressed through sexual activity and relating that is only about the lower centers and not about the higher centers in an integrated way, for example. So Shakti is also used to refer to this life force, Kundalini awareness energy that has the potential to awaken us spiritually. And that is why I'm always going on about how sexuality and spirituality are one. When that awakening happens, this Shakti energy moves up and through the body and meets consciousness, divine masculine, within the head, the crown, and we have divine union. We have the merger of masculine and feminine, divine union, sacred union, and in that union we have oneness. We experience unity, right? We experience that we are not separate to everything. We remember and recognize that we are one with everything. And so the asleep Kundalini life force, sexual energy, will keep us locked in the appearance of duality. The awakened sexual energy will take the veil from our eyes so that we can see and remember that that is not the actual truth, and that the reality is that we are one with all. Okay, third expression of Shakti is in particular manifestations, tones or qualities of the divine feminine that may be expressed and seen through goddesses or deities. So you may have heard in the Hindu or the tantric tradition of goddesses like Durga, Kali, Parvati, the name that I go by, Sundari, Saraswati. But you know, it doesn't have to be a goddess in the Hindu tradition. It can be in any tradition of goddess or divine feminine honoring and or worship, which is not the same as religion. Just want to say that. So it can be from many traditions. So Shakti can also be made manifest and experienced as a particular energy with a particular quality, flavor, power, and gifts, as in these different deities or goddesses or expressions. So those are the three ways in which I would say we can know Shakti. So in her book also, Awakening Shakti, amazing book by Sally Campton, she refers to Shakti as having 5 faces: the power to be conscious, the power to feel ecstasy, the power of will or desire, the power to know, and the power to act. So once again, just associating power and feminine, it can be quite a flip of how we can sort of traditionally conceive of what power is. Also, I want to say that Shakti is not synonymous with woman, and Shiva is not synonymous with man. So often there's a confusion about that. So when people hear Shakti, they think it means, or the divine feminine, they think that equates to woman. And when they hear Shiva, divine masculine, they think that equates to man. It doesn't actually. We all have these qualities in different compositions. And in tantra yoga and in kundalini yoga, actually the whole practice is about experiencing the union of those energies within our beings. Divine union within ourselves. So we merge those 2 energies within ourselves. However, it is also fair to say that typically women are regarded as being the physical vessel for, closer to, more able to embody Shakti energy. We are the physical embodiment of the feminine. So therefore, if we think of connecting to the divine feminine, then we are the embodiment of that. And this can be through the gateway of the yoni. So the yoni refers to, this is a sacred word for your vagina, your vulva, and your womb space. Yes, so that is why there is an accent, particularly upon the womb and the yoni space, for women who do the work of awakening their Shakti. But men, you too have that. You too have that space within your body, and you too have it couldn't be otherwise, the capacity to tap into the Shakti life force too. Of course, we all do. And of course, the 2 go together within us. It couldn't work otherwise. So having said all of that, just seeing if there are any more comments. Hello. The graphic is wild. Oh, well. Hope you can hear me. I want you to get a sense of the vastness, the immensity of the power of Shakti. If you just, for a moment, allow yourself to receive what I've said, allow yourself to receive the knowing, the embodied connection with the fact that you are one with everything. That when you look out of your window or wherever you are sitting right now, the chair that you're sitting on, whatever you're looking at in front of your physical eyes, all the thoughts, emotions, sensations in your body are all Shakti. Everything that is manifest, every touch, taste, smell, sight is Shakti. Every feeling, every sensation, every emotion, every desire is Shakti. Every part of nature is Shakti. Every part of the cosmos is Shakti. Can you feel and sense how huge and immense that power of creativity and creation is? And perhaps feel it dancing, feel her dancing within your own body and your own cells. Yeah. So the marvel, the magnificence of life, of nature, of existence is the marvel, the magnificence, the power of Shakti and the divine feminine. So let's see if there's any comments. Okay. So when we talk about it in these terms, what I love is that it connects our finite selves with the infinite. So yes, these small bodies with their particularities, we are then one with the vastness of the cosmos and the universe and the energy that creates all. Isn't that marvelous to have a sense of how we are one with everything? It's quite mind-blowing, and that is the point, actually, because the mind gets in the way of us knowing and embodying this as truth. And in a way, we want to blow our minds. We want to blow those small ego minds that keep us small and out of touch with this as a lived and known experience reality. So I wonder if what I'm talking about feels real or abstract. So often when we start talking about Shakti and goddess, people can tune out because they don't relate to it, because it seems like something remote and not part of their everyday lives. Like, you know, what's that got to do with me? And this brings me on to the next part, which is, why should you care? Why should you care what Shakti is? What does it matter? What does it matter? Well, I'm going to give you my answer to that, but I also welcome your insights on that. I guess I've kind of spoken to it a little bit already, in the sense that this energy that creates lives is a part of us. How we connect with that energy affects how we live, and it affects what we're creating in the world. We are all creating the world that we live in right now, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our actions, with our embodiment, with how we love, with how we relate. It's directly creating the universe and the world that we live in now. We have the power. That is our power. But the thing is, we don't realize that. So part of my teaching and part of this awareness is to take back our power and begin to more consciously create who we are and what we do in the world. Because if we look around ourselves right now, there's some pretty terrible things happening. And it is within our power to change that. So the wars that you see, the conflicts that you see, the starvation and poverty that we see, the destruction of the environment that we see, this is a part of the world that we are all creating. And we have the power to do something about it by tapping into Shakti. So another thing about this, I'm going to use the word patriarchy. I'm sorry if that offends. Well, actually, I'm not. No, I'm not sorry about that at all. It's just a shorthand that's quick and easy. We have lived for centuries in a framework of understanding, in a cultural reference, in a religious and spiritual reference that has emphasized more masculine ways of being, and given more value to more masculine ways of being, without a doubt. This has, in the spiritual framework, then emphasized transcendence and elevation above or out of the body, beyond worldly concerns, out of sexuality. And that notion of elevation, transcendence, mind, higher spirituality has tended to then take certain masculine qualities as good and certain feminine qualities as bad, or certain masculine qualities as more prized and more valuable, and certain feminine qualities as less prized and less valuable. So this has created a split. This way of looking at things, which I would call patriarchy, which is dying, so it's okay, but it is still a part of the world we live in, and therefore a part of us, has also emphasized the need for an authority figure, a teacher, a god outside ourselves. This way of looking at things has demeaned, punished, and sometimes even terrorized feminine wisdom, feminine truth, feminine knowing, and feminine power. Why? Fear. And part of that has been the demonization of feminine sexuality. Feminine sexuality is at the root of your power and your awakening. As I've already said, Shakti is Kundalini life force energy. It is innately a part of your power and your potential to awaken. And yet that same power within the feminine body has been demonized for centuries. Women have been tortured, punished, killed, exterminated, hunted down as witches for tapping into their wisdom as women. Okay, so this may not feel like it's relevant to you right now, but I assure you it lives in your cells. And this split that has been created is a split that still exists between men and women, and between the masculine and the feminine within me and within you and within everybody, between sexuality and spirituality. Religion has become about power and control, not about enlightenment. And this has created a huge imbalance of power in the world. It's created a huge distortion in our sexuality in the world. It's created disharmony within ourselves and between ourselves in the world. This is why it's important, and this is why it's extremely relevant. And this is just my perspective. As a woman or a man, it's likely, well, it's inevitable that you will carry the memory of this in your body. It's inevitable that there are aspects of this patriarchal framework that you are blind to, because it is so endemically part of the system and even our cellular memory. However, there has been a huge rising tide of Shakti energy, a remembering amongst women, and of the divine feminine rising within men and women and between men and women. We are a part of that. I'm a part of that. You're a part of that. We are all a part of that. I just want to read to you a quote, let's see, from the book Awakening Shakti by Sally Kempton. It's a beautiful, amazing, powerful book. So she says, and this so speaks to what's going on, we sense that something profoundly important is missing from a world in which the power of the divine feminine is not understood, and in which women themselves are out of touch with their own Shakti, the force of feminine strength, and the flavors of feminine love. Many contemporary writers have pointed us to the fact that our survival as a species may depend on our ability to re-engage with the feminine. Our survival as a species. The great mystic Aurobindo said, if there is to be a future, it will wear a crown of feminine design. Says Sally Kempton, whether this is true or not, there is no doubt that at this point in time, women as well as men are profoundly cut off from the feminine. Very few of us live from our intrinsic feminine strength and intelligence. So, what happens when we begin to tap into Shakti, men and women? What happens? I'm going to speak from experience, but also like personal experience, but also from what I know, from study, and also from what I've seen in those I've held space for and taught. So when we begin to tap into our sacred sexual energy, our Kundalini, our life force, our Shakti, our goddess nature, here's some of the things that begin to happen. You begin to remember who you really are, which is one with source energy. You begin to awaken spiritually and move towards self-realization. You begin to heal and transform. Many wounds, we all have wounds, and we are all healing. I am no different to you. You become more aware of and sensitive to subtle energy. Shakti is energy, and we begin to become more attuned to and aware of this energy in us and around us everywhere. As a woman, your notion of yourself will begin to shift from that which is patriarchally determined by the matrix towards a more authentic and radiant expression of your unique divine essence. It's unavoidable. As man too, you will become a more authentic expression of your true nature. It's inevitable. You begin to love yourself and know yourself as love. That's what Shakti is. You begin to unify within yourself higher and truer expressions of masculine and feminine. So one doesn't happen without the other. Your heart begins to open. Inevitable. Therefore, you will feel more. You will feel more. And that is a good thing. We need men and women who feel more. The destruction and devastation that's going on in the world could not happen if we felt the impact of it more. You will develop gifts, visions, psychic insight, healing abilities, speaking in light language, and many more gifts. The mind cannot understand this. You have to trust the energy. It's way more powerful than you. Okay? Your intuition will heighten. You will begin to remember the wisdom of your body. Your body knows. Your body knows. Mind does not know. Body knows. You will begin to tap into a deeper knowing that comes from an embodied place, pre-verbal, pre-intellectual. It's just an instinctive wisdom and knowing that comes for women from our womb space, our yoni, and our connection to the cosmic womb and the great Mother Shakti. Yes. You will begin to experience more pleasure in your physical body. You will begin to experience sexuality that expands way beyond your genitals, and you'll begin to wonder why on earth you ever put up with anything else. You will begin to discover the potential for your life to be orgasmic. You will become attuned to nature. This may mean that you change what you consume because you begin to become more aware of how you are a part of everything and how everything is a part of you. So, for example, sitting here looking out my window at the tree and the sky, if I just really tune in to that for a moment, that is blissful. So no longer the need to go hunting for experiences and substances to feed this longing, because this longing is fed from within by this connection with the divine Shakti essence that I am and that is all around me. I can make love with a tree. Why would I lack for anything when I know and experience that in my body? As another example of the power of Shakti, there are so many. There was a woman who comes to my Dancing the Goddess workshops. She had not had a period for 2 years. She had been very cut off from her feminine self, from her sexuality, from her body. In one night of dancing with the energy of the goddess, she began to bleed for the first time in 2 years, and to feel ecstatic about that connection with her own blood, with her own womb space. That's just one example, but there are many, many, many. So when we have tapped into this, to our Shakti, what is the end result of that? Is that we can no longer be controlled. We are no longer a consumer who can be manipulated. We begin to find our authentic power, and we know that that is within ourselves. It's nowhere outside ourselves. We begin to align ourselves with the destiny of our soul. Our soul speaks from within us, and we begin to be able to hear that and live that. We find our truth. We find our value. We know that our value doesn't come from what we wear, what we own. That's not where your value comes from. You are so inherently valuable simply by being. And in that, we become a part of the rebalancing and awakening of the world. More harmony, more peace, more love, more union, more oneness. Oneness is what happens when Shakti awakens, and we become a part of that. That's why, for me, this is so important. It's my soul's calling to teach this, to live this, to breathe this, to speak this, to experience it. It's an ongoing practice for me. It's what I'm called to. But I believe that as I say this, there are many, 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 many thousands, millions, hundreds of men and women who hear this and know this too and feel this too. Hi. So, yeah. It's really interesting, isn't it? Because as I've spoken, as I said at the very beginning of this, I have not been feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. I'm a bit ill. But as I have spoken and tapped into this theme of Shakti and what is she and why should I care, I feel her within me. And today she is very soft and going gently with me. But I feel her presence here, and I hope you do too. And now let's see. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. Oh my God. Emmanuel, hi. Hi. Does anybody have any questions? Seems like there's a bit of a time lag between me saying that and people writing things, but if you've got anything you want to share now or anything that you want to ask, type it in. Let's see what happens. And if you don't, I'm just enjoying feeling the Shakti energy that's here between us right now. And actually that's what I'm going to be going on to talk about in tomorrow's live stream, which is what are the qualities of Shakti. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Somebody's written something. Let me see. Jessica says, I was low energy all morning. Now I feel completely energized. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, I do too. It's a really subtle, what's the word, sort of sparklingness that I feel within. But yeah. Any questions, anyone? Any questions? Any comments? Did what I say resonate? Did it land? Did you feel something? Did you feel an aha moment? Did it sound like gobbledygook? So Rosie says, I feel more connected to the animal kingdom as more creatures seem to talk to me. Could that be a sign of awakening? Oh gosh, I'm not here to pronounce on who's awakened and who's not. We're all awakened, we're all a part of the divine universe, you know. In that sense, it can be easy to begin to kind of create separations and hierarchies, and I don't want to do that. But I would say that as Shakti awakens our consciousness and our awareness and our sensitivity, of course, the side effect of that is that we become more attuned to every life form around us. And so, you know, perhaps that's what's happening for you, and perhaps you've always had that connection anyway. But for sure, yeah, I speak to animals too. And how beautiful, and keep following that, keep following that. You know, maybe that's a particular gift that you also have. Just trust and follow that. It's so natural. You know, it's kind of crazy, and it is that this wisdom was something that we once all innately had, and it's been forgotten and it's been lost. But we all used to have this wisdom. We all had that connection to the wisdom of nature, the herbs, the trees, the animals, the seasons, the cycles, the wind, the rain. You know, we could read all of this. Yes. Very gentle energy. Yes, me too. Yeah. So sorry you've been feeling ill, Roxanne. Um, I felt it was really important for me to do this live stream, even though I'm not feeling 100%. And it doesn't matter, you know, it's not about showing up to show off. It's about showing up as I am and being, yeah. And even so, an energy did come through in my speaking, but it is very gentle. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Rosie. So, time is coming to a close. So I just want to say a couple of things. I want to say thank you for whoever is watching and who has watched. So this video is going to stay on my timeline. I probably will download it and upload it to my YouTube channel as well. Keep on asking questions and comments if you rewatch or afterwards. I may have missed something. Please share if you feel this is worth sharing. And women, if you want to stay in touch, I have an Awakening Shakti Facebook group, which is a closed group, but you can request to join it. And that's just a place for ongoing connection and inspiration. Goddesses and women, if you live in London, I host a Dancing the Goddess workshop every second Thursday. Next one is this Thursday in London, focusing on the sacral chakra. And Jessica, you're really, really welcome. Yes, the book is Awakening Shakti. I will write it at the end, by Sally Kempton. It's an amazing book. It's really amazing. And then, yeah, I will speak another time about my group program, which is launching at the end of this month, Awakening Shakti online program. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about the qualities of Shakti. What are the qualities of Shakti? So we're going to be tapping into that more. And let's just now, whoever is still on the call, let's just close our eyes for a moment. Just take a moment to go in again, to really feel what is alive in you right now. Let your breath flow fully and deeply through your physical body. Feel the earth beneath your feet or the chair beneath your seat. And notice whatever is occurring for you with love. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel how your breath flows in and through your body, in and through your heart. Feel how we've all been connected in this circle of sharing. And just for a moment, give honor, give thanks to the Shakti energy, the divine feminine, however that looks, feels for you, whatever that means for you. I feel like I want to acknowledge that power that is beyond me, the power that creates all of life, that moves, inspires me, that blesses me with this life, that blesses me with love. I just really want to say thank you. Thank you for the gift of being and the gift of being together tonight through the marvel of this technology. Really, really marvelous. Yeah. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I'm just namasteing to you guys, and wishing you a beautiful rest of your evening. And I will take some time to look at any other comments and questions. Thank you. I'll see you again tomorrow at 5 o'clock here on my personal page. Satnam and much love. Namaste. Namaste.